Let me go ahead and flip. Okay, guys, as you have questions, please write your questions under the examples column, write your questions in the examples column. Okay, write your questions in the example column. So let's talk about the steps to solving multi-step equations. No longer one-step equations, multi-step equations. Our first step that we always have to do with equations is to look at everything and make sure we distribute. Okay, so we need to distribute if necessary. Okay, so we need to use our distributive property. And that's only if necessary. Okay, so if we see an equation that tells us, oh, we need to distribute, then we're going to do that. Okay, the next step that we need to do before we even start solving, okay, is we need to combine all like terms, okay? So we need to combine all like terms. We want to make this as simple as possible. And making it simple is simplifying it or combining like terms, right? We learned how to do that. Terms that are the same, okay? Same variable, same exponent. The last thing we want to do, okay, is we want to then solve for the variable, okay? Solve for the variable. So we're distributing if necessary. We're going to combine like terms, and then we're going to solve for the variable. Let's look at example number 1. Again, as questions come up, you can write them over here and then drop it in the chat if you're an e-learner as well. Number 1, they give us 9x plus 1 minus 7x minus 5 equals negative 20. Guys, the first thing I'm going to do is distribute if necessary. E-learners, face-to-facers, is it necessary to distribute in this problem? Does this problem tell us to use the distributive property? Yes or no? Look at it. Do we need to do distributive property? E-learners are saying no. Face-to-facers, what do you think? I think no. Distributive property is when I see parentheses. I see something outside the parentheses, right? That tells me to distribute or multiply it in. There's no distributive property here, so I can go to my next step and just combine like terms. All right? So I'm going to look at the terms that are the same and put them together. Well, I notice I have two terms that have x's, my 9x and my minus 7x. And I put them together. How many x's do I have? 9 minus 7 is what? 2, right? So I got 2x. Then I notice I got some numbers here, a 1 and a minus 5. Okay, 1 and a minus 5. Okay, I can think 1 minus 5 is negative 4. And that's equal to negative 20. Notice we made this multi-step equation into a nice little two-step equation, something we're familiar with. All right. Now let's go ahead and do the work here to solve for x. I'm going to add 4 to both sides of the equation because I want to get x by itself. I know a negative 20 plus 4 has to be negative 16. And that's equal to, well, the 4's cancel. Uh-oh. 4's cancel, and I got a 2x. And now, to get x by itself, I divide by 2 on both sides. On the left side, the 2's go away, and I end up with x equals negative 16 divided by 2. Well, that is negative 8. Not so bad. Hey, guys, Steps to solving multi-step equations. Distributive necessary, combined like terms, and solve. All right. Let's go to the next one. And Miss Bennett is just stalling for a second because we gotta get our power on. Number 2, guys. Number 2. First step. It says distribute if necessary. Okay? Is it necessary to distribute e-learners for this first step? Yes or no? Is it necessary to distribute? Yes or no? No? Or yes? Which one? Deliani. Is it necessary to distribute using the distributive property? Yeah, absolutely. E-learners, you're right on target too. Yes. I see this -7 outside of this parentheses. I do have to distribute. So remember, our distributive property is multiplying that to everything. That song and dance Miss Bennett taught you. The -7 has to dance with the 3a, and the -7 has to dance with the -1. So I'm going to bring my 91 down, and it's going to equal -7 times 3a. Remember, I multiply the numbers. -7 times 3 is -21. And then I just keep the variable a. And then my -7, remember, it has to dance with everything, times a -1. That is going to be a +7. I need to then go to step 2, which is combine like terms. Do we have like terms to combine, Andrew? Nothing. Nothing to combine. Nope. Good job, Tia. So we can go right to solving. Let's go ahead and solve for x. I need to subtract the 7. Get this out of here. Okay, so subtract 7 on both sides. Subtract 7 on both sides, and I end up with a 91 minus 7, which is 84. That's equal to a -21a. All right, -21a. And I am going to get rid of that -21 by dividing by -21 on both sides. And so I end up with a equals 84 divided by -21. 84 divided by -21. And that is -4. -4. All right, guys, let's take a second. Let's go to the next problem. Kamari, what's the first thing that we have to do? Looking at number 3. What is our first step? Look at your paper. Look at the top of your paper. What is the step? What is the first thing to check for? Yeah, we want to see if we can distribute anywhere. Is there places where we can distribute, Kamari? Yeah, where? What are you thinking? Look at the problem above where we distributed. What looks similar? Distribute, okay? So I am going to go ahead and distribute. I'm bringing the 4m down. That still stays there. And then I got a -5 times the 3. Well, that is -15. And then I keep my variable m. By the way, guys, if you need help multiplying it, you can always use your calculator, okay? Negative 5 times the 10, well, that's negative 50. And this equals 126. Now, my next step, guys, is to do what, Olivia? Olivia, what do we do next? We distribute it. Now what do we do? Yeah, I got a combined like term. Okay? If I look, I notice I have a 4m and a negative 15. So I can combine them together because they're both m's, right? Well, 4m minus 15m, or 4 minus 15, is going to be a negative, it's going to be a negative 11m minus 50. That's equal to 126. Hey, Tia, what is my last step? What do I need to do now? Yeah, just solve for the variable. I am good to solve. So I'm going to add 50 to both sides because I want to solve for m. So I'm going to do that inverse operation. I'm adding 50 to both sides. To the left, the 50s cancel, and I'm left with negative 11m. To the right, I have 126 plus 50. And feel free, guys, to put this in your calculator. Ms. Bennett's going to do this one in her head. That's 176. That's 176. Okay? I'm going to take 176 and divide by negative 11 on both sides to solve for m. And m equals, I know the value is going to be negative, but for my head, Miss Bennett doesn't know. So I'm going to put it in my calculator. 176 divided by negative 11. And I already got some people, it's going to be negative 16. Thank you, Tia. It's negative 16. Guys, do you see it works every time if we do these three? Andrew, put your phone away. Away, away. Away, away, away. In your backpack. In your backpack. Oh, it's your calculator. Okay. Sorry, Andrew, for being, I thought you were on there texting it, Snapchatting away. All right, with that being said, guys, but do you see, Andrew, do you see it's the same as long as we follow those 3 steps? Do you see, Kamari, we can follow the steps. Okay? Xavier, as long as we follow those 3 steps, it works. Hey, Xavier, let's look at the next problem. What do we do first? Number 4. What do we do first? Xavier. Xavier. Yes. We're going to work the parentheses, or basically we're going to use the distributive property, step number 1. And there are spots where I need to distribute. 2 places this time, guys. Notice there's 2 spots to distribute this time. All right? I need to distribute this negative 3. It needs to dance with the k and the negative 8. Hey, guys, what is this? A negative outside of the parentheses. Can somebody tell me what number is that? A 1, right? So I need to distribute a negative 1 into this parentheses. It needs to dance with the k. It needs to dance with the 5. Okay, here we go. Negative 3 times k, well, that is negative 3k. Remember, we just put them together. And a negative 3 times a negative 8, well, that is a positive 24. Go to the next one. A negative 1 times k, that's negative k. And a negative 1 times 5, that is negative 5. and it equals 23. Hey, Deliani, what do we do next? Combine like terms. I'm looking at this and I notice, hey, we got some K's. These K's can all go together. Negative 3K minus K, well, that is negative 4K. And I got some numbers here. 24 minus 5, well, that is negative 19, or positive 19. Positive 19. And it equals 23. Now, guys, let's go ahead and solve. There is nothing more for us to do. Step number 3, we solve, all right? So I am going to first get rid of this 19. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 19 from both sides of the equation. Okay, to the left, the 19 cancel. To the right, I end up with 23 minus 19, which is 4. So I got this canceling out, and then I have a negative 4K equals 4. I need to get rid of this negative 4 with the K, so I got to divide both sides by negative 4. And I'm taking my negative with me. And so I end up with a K equals negative 1. Not so bad. I gotta follow those 3 steps. Distribute, combine like terms, solve. All right, let's go to the last one. Hey guys. Who haven't I talked to? Tia. Tia, what is my first step? What do I need to do first? Yeah, I need to distribute, okay? I'm going to distribute this negative 6 into the parentheses, okay? So I'll bring my 20 down. It equals 10x. And then I start having the negative 6 dance. Okay, negative 6 times 2x, well, that's negative 12 with the x. I keep the variable. Negative 6 or times 5 is going to be negative 30. What is my next step, Danalisa? Danalisa, what do I do next? Danalisa, what happens next? What do I subtract, guys? You're right, Danalisa and Alejandro. What am I subtracting? Alejandro, what am I subtracting? Yes, you are absolutely right. I got to combine like terms, so I need to subtract the 10x minus the 12x. 10x minus 12x, that's going to give me negative 2x. Guys, remember, think about money when you're doing your negatives. I got $10, but I want to buy something for $12, okay? I'm missing out on $2. I need $2 extra. So think about money, okay? So I got negative 2x minus 30, and it equals 20. Now we're good to solve. Okay, now we're good to solve. We're going to get rid of that 30, so I'm going to add 30 to both sides of the equation. I end up with a 50 equals negative 2x. Now I'm going to say I got negative 2x. I want to get it by itself. So I'm going to divide each side by negative 2. So I would end up with a x equaling negative 25. Okay, AX equals negative 25. Now, let's go to the next page. Flip to the back face to facer. Thing you need to do. Parentheses, which means I need to distribute. Yeah, I need to distribute. So my first step when I do this is I'm going to distribute. And then let me see. Adriana, what is the second step? What do I need to do next? After I distribute, I should do what? What should I do next, Adriana? And feel free to type it in or unmute yourself. Can somebody at eLearner help Adriana out? Oh, okay, Tia. Thank you, Tia. Yeah, I can combine like terms. So guys, go through, do number 7, 6, and 7. Okay, do number 6 and 7, and we'll go over the answers. Go through the 3 steps. Distribute if necessary. Combine like terms, and then solve for the variable. I still go through the same steps. Do I need to first distribute? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. What am I distributing?
The fraction.
Yes, I'm distributing that fraction into the parentheses. You're absolutely right. It has to dance with that 10x and it has to dance with the negative 2. Remember, Miss Bennett told you guys to just expand it out when you have fractions. So I'm going to write my negative 25 equals, and then I'll expand this out. It's going to be 1/2 times 10, and I know I'm keeping the x, and I'm writing my x variable big just so I don't get confused. And then minus 1/2 again, times negative 2. Okay? Now, remember when I multiply fractions, guys, if I have a whole number, I just put it over a 1. And, Brittany, how do I multiply a fraction? What do we do to multiply fractions? Deliani, what do we do to multiply fractions? Huh? How do I multiply this? Let me help you. How do I multiply fractions, guys? Yes, Kamari. Huh? Look at this. What do I do? Yeah, I'm just going to multiply straight across, guys. Multiply straight across. Right here. I'm going to multiply in numerator. So I'll bring my negative 25 down, and it's going to equal, I just multiply across. 1 times 10 in the numerator. Well, that's 10. In the denominator, 2 times 1. Well, that is 2. Guys, I think I can simplify this. 10 divided by 2 is what? 5, okay? So I'm just going to X this out, and I'm going to write this as 5. So let me go down here. This is actually 5x. Remember our x is here. Okay, so this is negative 25 equals 5x. Over here, guys, again, when I'm multiplying fractions, if I got a whole number, I put it over a 1, and then I multiply straight across. This is a negative. Okay, so I put my negative down here. And, or no, hold on. No, I don't do that. I don't want to put my negative down there. I lied. Okay. So your negative is we got a negative times we got a negative times a negative. See, this is negative times a negative. So we know our answer is going to be positive. Now we're just going to multiply straight across. So I'm not even going to think about this negative. I'm multiplying straight across because I already took care of it. A 1 times 2 is going to be 2. And in the denominator, a 2 times 2 is going to be 2. Guys, 2 over 2 is just what? 1. So this is going to be a plus 1. So I want to come over here now, and I want to solve for x. Negative 25 equals 5x plus 1. All right. I am going to subtract 1 on both sides. And that is going to give me negative 26. And it equals 5x. And then I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. Uh-oh, Miss Bennett forgot something. Hold on, Miss Bennett forgot one step. You guys didn't even catch it. What else did I forget? Can somebody tell me what I forgot to do? Did somebody see what Miss Bennett forgot to do? Yes! Davina, air high five. Davina says, hey, Miss Bennett, you forgot that 3x right there. You forgot to bring that down, and I did. So I need to add this 3x down, and I need to do step 2, which is combine like terms. Yeah, I forgot to do that. So I got a negative 25, and I'm going to combine my 5x and my 3x to make 8x. It is time to go. It's early release, guys. Thank you. We're going to finish it tomorrow. Okay, so we'll start here tomorrow.